Burke Street, an international shopping scene. The Walk. There's a touch of Paris, the flavor of Italy, a flash of the Orient. It's the walk for fashion, the walk for elegant gifts, a fabulous walk through a world of exciting shops.
Come to the Walk.
The Walk, the international talk of the town, Burke to Little Collins.
Hey, what's up you guys? It's your boy, Zero-X Lulu, back at it again with another video in my series of Dead Malls of Texas. This time I'm going to give you a little tour of the Collin Creek Mall in Plano, Texas. And honestly, this is only like my third time ever coming into this mall in my entire life. So unlike my previous video on Valley View Mall, which if you haven't seen, go watch it. I don't have too many memories about this place, but I'll still chime in here and there to give you a little history about the mall. Now, here's your first little bit of history of the mall. The area off to the left was the roll-down gate, and the two trees was where the entrance to the Macy's used to be only just a few months ago too. Macy's closed down in March of this year, 2017. But it wasn't always a Macy's. It started out as a Sanger Harris in 1981 when the mall opened, and then a few years later in 1987 it had its name changed to Foyleys due to the murder they had with them. It stayed as a Foyleys for a good while, until 2006, and it became a Macy's, which is what it died as. Now, something you may be noticing about this mall is that it actually has a little bit of life to it. You know, there's people walking around. You know, it's not a lot of people, but when compared to Valley View Mall, which was completely dead when I went there, I thought the place was closed or something. They just forgot to lock the door. This place, you know, it seems lively compared to that. Now here we have a gorgeous water fountain in the center of the mall. I wonder if it was part of the Riverwalk they currently had in the mall back in the 1980s. From what I was reading online, they had multiple fountains scattered around the mall. They were all connected by a small creek. And they also had a little village of shops or something in the mall. If anybody watching this video has visited Collin Creek back in the 1980s and knows if this is true or not, or better yet, has some pictures of it, please post a comment. Now this area right here with the blacked out windows is where the entrance to the Dillards would have been. The Dillards actually opened with the mall in 1981 and stayed at Dillards all the way through early 2014 when it met its demise and closed down, making it the second most recent anchor to have died off. Man, I kind of felt bad for that poor guy off to the left. You might have seen him in the blue short. He just seemed so bored out of his mind sitting there, not really getting any customers. But right now we're heading towards the JCPenney, as you might be able to see from up top, the signs right there. The JCPenney actually opened up Bristol Mall in 1981 and is surprisingly still here. Now here's the amazing Jakes that you might have seen from the previous clip, but I'll tell you more about this place later when we visit it on the second floor. Now, as you can see from this Hot Topic, they have those cool little spider web gate doors, which I've never seen them at any other Hot Topic besides the one in Valley View. So it's kind of cool seeing that. As you can see here at Wireless Whatever, we got fidget spinners, y'all, and we also got some fidget spinners down here at I don't know what it's called, but we got fidget spinners here too. You know, come get your fidget spinners. They totally are still in. Now here we are heading towards the Sears, which is an original anchor of the mall. So it opened up in 1981 and has been open ever since. Just like Valley View is one of the last tenants, I kind of feel like it will be the last tenant standing at the end of this mall's life if it never jumps back up from its current recession. Now here's a place I thought was pretty cool. It's basically just an arcade, a bunch of old retro arcade cabinets in there. You pay a little bit of money to play a couple minutes, couple hours, however long you want, and it's all free to play. Just kind of wish there was more arcade places in the States, because they all kind of died off in the 80s, and that kind of sucks. Now here we are again, heading towards the center of the mall, but on the second floor. And now here we have the Amazing Jakes again, but on the second floor. The Amazing Jakes started as a Lord & Taylor in 1981 when the mall opened, and then it became a Mervyn's department store in 1990. Mervyn's left the Texas market in early 2006, so the anchor space was left empty until mid-2008, and it was converted into an Amazing Jakes. Basically like a bigger Chuck E. Cheese of sorts. I actually had a field trip to the Amazing Jakes when I was in middle school. I remember looking through that glass that we were just looking through and looking into the mall. Wanted to explore the mall so badly, but I couldn't because I was confined to my teachers. And here we have some empty store spaces. Now we're going to start heading back towards the Macy's, but on the second floor. And we'll come back and explore the food court area, which is just right across from us.
Something in the air, feel like another crook that's been captured by your stare.
Now, one of the few things I do remember from the few times I came to this mall, that store space over there, I think it used to be called VGX or some kind of other acronym with 3 letters. But it was a store that sold like retro video games, and back in the day I couldn't find too many places that did carry like old video games. And I remember going in there once. I think I was looking for like a SNES game. I'm not quite sure what it was, but I remember it was a pretty cool store. And here we have a Payless, and I believe this Payless just closed not too long ago, honestly, like a couple weeks ago. So here we are in the center of the second floor again, heading into the food court this time. Apparently where the food court is at now is where the little shops of the village of shops was at before the renovation. And they have a few restaurants still standing, the Subways, Fiesta Fruta, Fajita, Pita. But all three of those were closed when I was here, and it was about 6 p.m. But it looks like they still have this, like it's not abandoned. They got the cups, the sodas, everything else back there. The only place that was open was that little cafe place that you saw with the lights up and two people there. She got a little interview with the, I guess, manager from there. Just a really short interview out at the end of the video. Here we are, taking the only elevator in the mall back down to the first floor. Our tour is coming to an end, and we are heading back to the exit. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my little tour of Collin Creek Mall. Now, unlike Valley View Mall, Collin Creek currently doesn't have any plans for demolitions. But if it keeps going the way it is, it might just go the way of Valley View, and we might just have to revisit it. So, Collin Creek, I guess I might just see you later.
Audio Jungle.
Yeah, I say what's up.
Hello, what's up?
How's it like working in this mall?
Great.
Great? Really easy and slow?
It's actually pretty steady.
Pretty steady?
Awesome.
Oh yeah? Oh, alright.